So first, I'd just like to say, Amy, thank you for losing your script, because it frees me from having to use this one, which may have been the hardest thing I wrote in seminary, and no one was even grading me for it. So why was I bothering? So hard. But here, there are so many reasons why it was a difficult thing to write, trying to think of how to describe in just 2 to 3 minutes the complete transformation of my soul and the complete transformation of the way I view the world. How can you sum that up so quickly? Today at rehearsal, when I came up here, my joke was like, how about just a cathartic scream? Anyone feeling that way? Anyone want to share? I'm Mike, so I don't want to do that. Thank you, Mira. But really, the reason this speech was so hard for me to write was because it was just saying goodbye. And goodbye is not a thing I really like to say at all. I prefer to just sort of slip away when no one is looking, reappear a few months later when it's convenient, and just stay away from that hard moment of saying, I care for you, and I won't see you again for some time. So here I am, making that goodbye, and making that goodbye to a community that has always held me. My time at seminary has been difficult, as many of you who know my story are aware. There was the transition of having to move from the West Coast back to the East Coast. There were significant health troubles, family emergencies, there was a divorce. So much that made life difficult, that made it so easy, would have been so easy to turn away and slink away and not be seen again. But in all those troubles, I really had 2 constants in my life, 2 great sources of meaning. The first came up here from Charleston, South Carolina. My parents, Pam and Bill, my grandparents, Tap and Jean, just always surrounding me with love and support. And the second was Starr King School for the Ministry. This community here, faculty and staff that were there for me, that made sure that the community knew I was loved. I'm thinking right now, Lindy, Meg, Gabriella, and of course, my fellow students, being there for me on the nights that everything just seemed difficult, where the center wasn't holding. Raphael, Aaron, love y'all brothers. Or sitting in Maryland and having brunch with Alexa, talking about being a Starr King student so far away. It's these goodbyes. And saying goodbye to a community that I loved, and I had no idea what I was getting into when I first crossed that threshold ceremony. Sitting there, standing, holding a candle outside while people are all singing strange chants at me and having this embodied ritual, and I'm going, what on earth? I am was raised Presbyterian in South Carolina. We don't do this. But finding in that anointing, that moment, it was, I believe, Rosemary's first class that she anointed, and in that circle, naming our ancestors, naming the people who gave us hope, I knew I had found my new home for quite some time. And I made it an effort to be at just about every threshold ceremony since then. Maybe 1 or 2 I've missed, but welcoming people to this community has been one of my greatest joys. And these last few days, just keep thinking about goodbye, and today in particular, what is goodbye? I'm a little vain, so I'm going to reflect on what I'm wearing today. Some people saw online that I'd posted this picture of a pink suit, and I was like, should I wear this for graduation? And there were a lot of yeses, and, well, as you can see, I may have made the decision to wear that today. And when I did, everyone, so many people in my graduating class, other friends, came up to me and were like, "So, you bought the suit." I thought we had said goodbye well before, but this whole community knew what I was debating to wear today. So maybe goodbyes are not permanent. Maybe we're going to stay together. Maybe you'll help me pick out my first robe when it's time to be ordained. I love you all. Goodbye.